Hello and welcome back to the Triton LEGO Railway Layout. It has been a good long while, but I have come back to this segment and I'm finally giving it the update it long deserves. It's basically just been an update of parts. Having to buy them all has been a lengthy and expensive process, but now I've been able to do it, so let's have a look at what's new. So this isn't the best representation of this segment because it's much longer. It's 4 base plates longer to be exact, and as you can see I've got the extra ones stacked up over there. I don't necessarily have the space to get the full thing together anyways, but all the same, this is my longest segment on my layout. And originally it was going to be a fiddle yard. You can see the massive switch on that side, and there will be one on the other. But I decided just to make these sidings. I've got 3 sets of buffers on the other end. And the reason why I went with these being sidings instead of fiddle yards, because when I take this segment and basically the rest of the layout to my shows, this will only ever be used for displaying stuff. It's not going to be functional. In the future I might update it so the buffers are replaced with the other set of points, but at the same time I'm actually very satisfied with this. Previously, all of the track that was in the sidings had no sleeper or ballast details at all. It's finally gotten to the point where I've been able to afford all of the parts, slowly but surely over time, and now they look proper. It's just 5 lines of amazing looking track. It's something that just looks so unique, especially for my layout, but seeing it all together like this is just wonderful. Thankfully, I bought just enough. I had a bit of a panic when I was putting the last few parts on, but all the same, it's all there and it's just brilliant. This stayed from the previous iteration as well. It's just a small little tugs display featuring Billy Shoepack. Now that corner base plate there would technically not be needed, but I wanted to, fill that space with something. And I can't really be bothered to make a signal box, and that will be the best thing to go there. And maybe one day that will definitely be the thing to kind of take the place of Billy Shoepack. But I want to make sure I give some tugs some more love, so this is going to be a little display that will be sticking around. The other major difference is this front line of base plates here. With all of the text using some of the dot sets, this was all done previously on some Wilco brand base plates, which were a darker shade of green, and they were a bit differently shaped as well. Now I've been able to get this all updated with proper 32x32 base plates, and it looks, again, just much neater. All the base plates are the same shade of green. It looks much more professional. It's all LEGO branded. And of course, it's a much nicer thing to display instead of a bunch of plants and, some weird plantation stuff. It's nice to be able to look at it and kind of read something, I suppose. Not something I might do again, but, it's nice. And to anybody who didn't see the previous video on this segment of my layout, I have this massive R104 crossover. This is the only connection point I have on my layout that connects both running lines together. So this is actually very cool because it's something that I technically still haven't been able to use. Well, that's actually a lie. I have tested with this off camera, but in a full layout display, I haven't done so just yet. At the same time, this is the widest radius curve thing I have on my layouts because, again, this is R104. The curves themselves I have in the corners are R56 and 72, so this is 2 radius pieces upwards. It's very cool to see this, and I cannot wait for future shows where I can hopefully get one express going from one line to another without any derailments. Chances are that will happen, and I'll try to make sure I get that on camera when it eventually happens. So that is it for this showcase video. Thank you all ever so much for watching. This is without a doubt the simplest segment I have on my layout, but it's so different to look at. It's just track, and it's actually very cool. It looks very model railway-esque, and whilst it's more sidings than a fiddle yard, it's still something I could potentially take to future LEGO shows. Like the latest one I did, which was Brick Express at the end of May. I very much could take this in place of one of the other layout segments because I can just shrink this down. It's entirely possible for me to have this in place of something else. But I suppose I will have to wait for that day to arrive because for now, LEGO shows are kind of just on hold. We don't really know when the next one is, but I will keep you all up to date for when the next one happens. So thank you all ever so much for watching. Be sure to follow me on Instagram and Flickr if you have not already for some more behind the scenes action. Be sure to keep an eye out on my community tab for polls and updates. Be sure to like and subscribe if you haven't already. I will see you all in the next episode. Bye bye.